Welcome to my channel. It's a new day, so we're going to do more music. I got 6 requested reactions, and I have a bonus video, just like always. My bonus video today, I've selected J. Cole performing Procrastination. Before we get into that, I got to thank you for coming here. I got to thank you for everything that you do to make my channel so much of a success. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I always put the artist links in the description of their playlist so you can support them as well. But I put the link to the song that I'm reacting to in the description of the video. I also put a link in there from Wikipedia if I can find anything that is sensible and relevant. I don't put the link to the reaction request form though, because I'm not currently accepting new requests. I've got over 3,000. Yep, you heard that right. I've gotten it down below 3,100 now. I've got over 3,000 requests in my queue. I've got to take care of some of those. But I live stream on Sunday, so if you just got a reaction request that you're just itching like crazy to get me to react to, come on Sunday. I live stream for 3 hours beginning at 4 p.m. UTC on Rumble. So if you come to Rumble on Sunday at 4 p.m. UTC and you put a request in the chat, I'm going to react to it live. So this is J. Cole performing Procrastination.
Don't you dare run from it, there's no boogeyman, it ain't coming to hurt you. I think acceptance is somewhat of a virtue. To look your truth dead in the face without trying to escape the regret or disgrace. I write these words aimlessly, but not without hope that somehow I'll stumble on something that's dope. A clever little line, a thought to provoke myself in that listener digging for quotes. Hello. I don't even know if somebody gon' hear this. Got so many songs they get lost in the endless folders of the hard drive. I wish I was more fearless, cause I just say fuck it and dump all the music for niggas that hate it and niggas that use it as fuel to push them through long nights at school, writing that last minute paper for class that's due in the morning. And I still relate to that procrastination for tasks, cause I need to finish this album. But hell, how many more times can I sit in this wooden pail down in that well and pull it back up with the hope that it's filled? Plus it don't help that I'm rich now, so that means that I don't gotta deal with stress of these creditors calling my cellular like that young rapper that don't got a deal, but do got the skill and do got the will to make it no matter how long that it takes for labels to see or a song that'll break and the rest of the world to catch on that he's great. How do you tap in the hunger when you don't got wonder about where your next meal is coming from? Maybe you feel my conundrum, or maybe the real is I'm so far removed from the struggles of everyday folks. My shit just ain't never gonna hit like it hit when a nigga was a little more closer to broke. But fuck it, the challenge be having me stoked. Throwing the towel, man, you gotta be joking. I push my salary up with these quotes. Now I push the Lambo truck down in the Ville, hoping I connect with something that's real. Part of me wonders why I'm even still holding on to this place. My mama been gone and my partners are straight. Right? Right.
Okay. What a fascinating song. That's he brings up an issue that is an interesting one to confront. It's, when you're young and you're hungry and you're trying to make your bones, you're trying to make your future, you're driven by that and you're motivated by that, and it makes you work hard. But then when you get success, what drives you to keep going? That's what he's saying is, now that I'm rich, I'm driving my Lamborghini down in the hood to get inspiration, and I'm wondering if I can do it, but I'm not going to give up. But it's interesting how, if you think about it, how your perspective changes as you get money and as you have success in your life. Your perspective changes. I can think of a good example. You're not going to believe this. You're really not. When I first came to Dallas, this many, many years ago, I went to work for a guy who was in the oil business. And I'm not going to say his name, but for some reason he took a liking to me. So while all the other guys were on commission, making their sales of oil wells, I was on salary because he liked me. I don't know why he did, but he did. And he used to take me with him every Friday up to Carrollton, which is maybe 10 miles from where the office was, to get a pair of cowboy boots every Friday. And one time we were headed up there, and these were custom cowboy boots. They were not, off the rack kind of stuff. And one day we were headed up there, and I asked him, I said, how many pairs of cowboy boots do you have? Because I'd been there, for like 2 or 3 months, and he was buying boots every Friday. And he says, I don't know. I have no idea. I got a bunch of them, that's for sure. And I said, well, why do you buy them? You can't wear them all. And he says, I just like cowboy boots. And this is the part you're probably not going to believe, but it is true. I swear to God, every single word of this is true. One Friday, he didn't take me to get boots because a buddy of his came to visit him. And this buddy owned oil wells and also owned a bank, and his wife owned a wedding bridal shop. They had money, okay? And so his buddy came to visit him. And so the two of them went to a bar called the Manhattan. And they were gone for a couple hours. And they came back, and they were sitting on there was a bench in the hallway of this place, and they were sitting on the bench, and all of a sudden his buddy goes, man, I got a whiz like a racehorse. And Tom says, there's the bathroom, and he points to it. And the guy goes in there. So I'm sitting on the bench next to Tom, and he gets out this wad of $100 bills. I mean, a wad. And I said, what you got there, Tom? He says, my winnings. And I said, your winnings? What do you mean? He says, well, when we were over in the Manhattan, we were flipping heads or tails for quarters. I said, for what? And he says, for $100 bills. And I said, well, how many have you got there? And he says, oh, I don't know. And he throws them out at me. And they, of course, scatter all over. And so I'm picking them all up. And while I'm picking them up, I'm counting them. There was over $20,000 in there. About that time, his buddy comes out of the bathroom. And he's got his pockets pulled out of his pants. And he goes, you son of a bitch, you cleaned me out. Let's go back to the Manhattan. I'll never forget that. It's like, when I reach in my pocket and I find a $1 bill, I don't think much of that, If it's a 20, I'm going to be careful with it. But $1, I'll give you $1 if you need $1. That's no big deal. Well, to him, $100 was like a dollar was to me. That's how different his perspective of life was. $900 pair of custom cowboy boots, no problem. Get one every week. Now, it turned out that he was a crook, and he was lying to people about those oil wells. And I left. But when I discovered that, but I'll never forget that experience. It was like, man, amazing how, for him, $100 bill is like a dollar bill is to me. It's relatively chump change, it's not much. It's just a little bit. You'd go in the store and buy something for $1, right? I would. If I, like a pack of gum or something, if it was $1, I'd buy it. Well, he did that with hundreds. So what J. Cole is singing about here is how his perspective has changed because he's been successful. And that is a challenge that successful people have. How do you keep it going when the motivation that you had originally is no longer there? Originally his motivation was he wanted to make it. He wanted to be something. He wanted to be a successful rapper. And so that was what motivated him to write and sing. But then he became famous and wealthy, and all of a sudden that was gone. So where does he find the motivation to continue? It's a fascinating conundrum, and he used that word conundrum. I just thought that was really interesting, that song. That was cool. I like that a lot. He brings up something that's, a lot of people wish they could struggle with, and a lot of people do struggle with. And so I just think it's fascinating. I'm glad I picked this one. Before we move on to the next one, I pray that God will bless you with success and that it won't go to your head and that you'll be able to deal with it and successfully live your life the way you want to live it without being affected by that change. And I pray for that same thing for every person that you love. This is the Vietnam Era Vet, out.